The first 3 games of round 5 served up an upset, a draw and 2 10-point margin games. In Friday night's encounter, the injury-riddled Adelaide organisation managed to put a team on the SCG that swamped the Swans, led at every change and withstood a typical Sydney fight back to win by 10 points. Talia, in a game where he equaled the playing record of Robert Shirley and joined him in 24th place on the Crows' all-time game players list, managed to deny Buddy Franklin the 3 goals that he needed to record the 300-goal milestone at Sydney and held him to 1 goal for the evening. At the other end of the ground, Tex Walker answered his critics by scoring 4 goals, with Josh Jenkins and Rory Atkins kicking 3. Atkins' 3 goals were enough to move him up the Crows' goal-kicking list past Tony Hall, Kim Coster and Luke Jericho. He now sits level with Jared Lyons. Meanwhile, Paul Seedsman kicked 1 goal which was enough for him make it into the Crows' top 100, in equal 100th position with past players Scott Lee and Jason Torney. For Sydney, apart from Franklin not passing the milestone mentioned earlier, Kieran Jack equaled the goal-kicking exploits of former captain Ron Clegg. Gary Rowan's family faced tragedy earlier in the week with the death of one of his twin daughters, and it was heartwarming to see the responses of his teammates and the club supporters when he kicked his 2 goals. Those 2 goals were enough for him to pass David Murphy and draw level with Dick Casey and Harold Robertson on Sydney's goal-kicking list. The second game of the round saw fast-finishing St Kilda just fail to run down Greater Western Sydney in the dying minutes of their clash at Etihad Stadium. In this game also, a champion forward, Jeremy Cameron, fell just short of the 300-goal milestone and will be hoping to achieve it in next week's game against the Brisbane Lions at Spotless Stadium. Other multiple goal kickers for the Giants were Brett Delidio and Ryan Griffin. For St Kilda, the only top 100 goal kicker that appeared on the scoresheet was Jack Stephen, whose 1 goal took him past Ian Rowland and equal with pint-sized rover Paul Callery. It also took him to within 2 goals of the 100-goal milestone. The Carlton v West Coast Eagles game was another one where the goal-kicking left a lot to be desired, with the margin being a true 10 points. Levi Casbolt's 2 goals were the only top 100 goal kickers highlights for Carlton, as it took him past Brian Walsh on the list. The West Coast Eagles, however, had much to celebrate, with Josh Kennedy joining Peter Sumich as the #1 goal kicker at the club and Mark Lecbrez equaling Jason Agamani's on the AFL all-time goal kickers list. Maston equaled Mark Seaby on the club list, and Scott Lysette climbed above Callum Chambers and drew level with Matt Rosa and Ryan Turner.